Hello, my name is Annette Bazile, and I am here to give my reaction to the article that I had to read for my Communication 263 class entitled Nacirema. Now, reading that article, it had a lot of similarities and differences with America. It was just Americans backwards. Now, I do understand them going to the special people that they went to and how they paid for the services, or they at least gave an offering to provide the services. That's exactly what we do in America. We go to the doctors, we go to these different places, physicians, and we exchange money for a service. Now, we are not sure exactly what we're going to get out as an end result, just like they weren't. But their faith was just so deep and enrooted into what they believed in that they were willing to do that for their bodies and to make themselves pure and holier. Another thing that kind of stood out to me that was just kind of different was the fact that they didn't believe in um, they didn't believe in themselves a whole lot. And the reason why I say that, which could be stated for nowadays, because then, they wanted certain aspects of their body. And we know that, there's no such thing as a perfect person on the outside, but the what matters most is what happens on the inside. And so they were willing to pay for that. And that is the commonality that I see happening now. Women these days are okay with paying for their bodies and ensuring that their bodies look a certain way to appeal to the community or the fad or the fashion that's happening now. Now, the next question that I was asked was to find out something that what could I relate something with our culture that is happening that was happening then. And when it came to me, it said body rituals. A body ritual now that I know that is going around, that is happening, it's like an epidemic thing, is tattoos. Tattoos are like the end thing. Like they've gone to a whole nother level. Like we have TV shows that are reality shows based on it, such as Chicago Inc. in different areas, and they have these tattoo parlors, and they spend a whole lot of time on perfecting this art. And it's a beautiful art, and it's a self-expression of people, and a lot of people are doing it now, but that doesn't mean that's where it started. According to research that I've done, that the oldest surviving tattoo was found on the ones of the Otzi. It's an Iceman, and it was a mummy found in the Ots Valley, and that was during the fifth or fourth millennium of BC, millennium BC. So that's a long, long time ago. And people do in different cultures use tattoos for various reasons. For, say, the Philippines. The Philippines, they use it to mark their ranks and their accomplishments, and the people that believe they have magical powers. The ancient Greeks and the Romans, they tattooed their slaves to identify them. They also tattooed their criminals to make it easier. Um, the ancient Egypt, they use medical tattooing among other forms. They they used, for instance, they had tattoos to uh, treat chronic pelvic. I'm not pronouncing that word right. Peritonitis. Sorry about that. I get big words. I really need to look them up. But the point of the matter is there are different and various reasons why tattoos can be used. And it's not just for a social purpose, but some people really do put purpose behind it. And in our culture, there are purposes such as meanings. If you have a loved one that's lost, or someone that you just want to uh, acknowledge, to express yourself, to express your love, they're getting tattoos in that manner and aspect. People that get married now, they're not doing the rings anymore. They're putting tattoos in replacement to show that they're there forever. But tattoos are changing. Now, some of the downfalls to the tattoos is that during the 50s, when the the second, I'm not going to say the 50s, but during the Second World War, hepatitis was something big, and it kind of put a damper on it in America. But it is back and it is full bloom. Today, at least 1/5 of an adult in the United States has a tattoo. And sometimes these tattoos are varying. They are not only tattoos that they can get permanently, but they also have tattoos now that they can get semi-permanently where it's there, but you can remove it. And even if you have certain permanent tattoos, they've got things out there now where you can remove those tattoos. Um, these are found big in movies and theaters when they play certain characters and they want them to, project this certain image, and they, use those different tattoos. Those people most of the time don't have those real tattoos, but they do use that. So tattoos is just one of those things. If I can relate it back to what I read in the article, even though those people at that time or even now, they survived. They survived because of what they believed in. They survived because of what they stood on, even though it wasn't the best practice that we may not understand in our modern day culture. It was a practice that worked for them and what they and their culture. Now, I say it's American spelled backwards because I can see a lot of what we do here in America and what they do. The only difference is the advancement that we have in our culture and that they don't have. But the base and the foundation of why they do certain things is kind of based on some of the reasons why we in America do certain things, just as getting tattoos. Just as getting those tattoos. There are different reasons why we go out and pay that extra money to get those tattoos. And it's different reasons why they went out and believed that they had to get rid of the impurities that were in their bodies. And they had to be a certain way. And they paid those people in every way that they could. And the thing was, they were modest people because if they didn't have the money, then they didn't go there. So that to me made them modest. Now, if I can take away anything from the story that was read to me, the thing I would take away most is the fact that, and even with tattoos, you don't need anything else, because the Bible tells us, that we shouldn't, our body is a temple. So we shouldn't destroy our temple because this is holy ground. This is where the spirit lives on the inside of us. And that's according to the Bible, and it's the scripture in Leviticus. If you were to read that, that's a specific as to why we shouldn't get tattoos. Um and it's a lot of things in our culture depending on where you are when it comes to your spirituality, or if you're not as spiritual, that you choose not to do those things. Just like they decided to choose to do what they did in their body rituals is the same thing as equivalent to what we in America choose to do as body rituals with ours. So, in conclusion, I thank for the opportunity to read this article. It is very eye opening and warming and a different outlook and aspect on life. Thank you.